Well, what we have is perception management going on. And so this submarine thing, the Titan and the Titanic, all of this is a great window into this. I don't know what really happened there. We know we're being lied to. We know the Navy and the Coast Guard have incredible sonar. That area in the Atlantic's heavily covered because of nuclear submarine stuff. And they know the signature of an imploding vessel. It's been studied heavily. And they also know the sound of it hitting the bottom. I mean, they can hear somebody thumping on the side of a submarine 3,000 miles away. And they've got signatures. There's been hundreds of billions of dollars put into these acoustic sonar systems and other things. And they've got even more advanced stuff like that deals with these giant antennas they've got strung out that are sending waves to the earth. It's beyond sonar that pick all this stuff up. It's insane. And so they knew exactly when it imploded. They knew they were dead. They knew about the wreckage. And the commander said, we reported it. It's not our job to talk to the media. And they decided not to tell you. Yeah. And so they just decided to leave it out there as a distraction with all the Hunter Biden stuff coming out. Just like they indicted Trump, Jack Smith did the day the last big tranche of Hunter Biden stuff came out. So don't let a good crisis go to waste. Were they in the submarine? They really die? I mean, we get lied to so much, who knows? And am I going to get sued for 2.75 trillion? I mean, all I know is I'm saying I've been lied to so much. I don't know, but I know this. My phone blew up, my text messages. I've never been asked in a short period of time, so many times since Monday, what do you think really happened with the submarine? And that shows people don't buy it. And almost everybody says, I don't think anybody was on it. Or I think they knew they were already dead. And I was hearing this on Monday. And, they're already dead. They know they're dead. They're just going to have this like the boy in the well. And so everybody focuses on it. And I'm like, I don't know. So I didn't comment until Friday because what I've learned is they spin when I just question and war game something and then say, look, he says nobody died. And they'll go to the widow, one of the submarine guys, and go, look, he's up there making money saying nobody died. And then they'll I mean, literally, that's the model. But what's happening is the public doesn't believe any of it. Almost no one I talk to, in fact, no one believes it. So you asked your question is, what's the biggest thing we expose or how does this mind control work? I think we're coming out of it. We have a discredited corporate media. We have a discredited government that's been hijacked. The public's really ending their naivete and figuring out they've been lied to and beginning the journey of discovering what's happening. And I think popular podcasts and shows like yours that are really, I think, middle of the road, but are actually just looking at the facts, are going to lead the way out of this as the new media is now the mainstream media. I mean, your show's bigger than most of the shows on cable. Joe Rogan's show, I think something like 50 times bigger than a CNN show, 15 times bigger than a Fox show. But why do we still call it the mainstream media? Why do we still sit, all they are is disruptors that sit there and use psychological warfare to manipulate us. And so it's very healthy that people don't believe anything they're told. That's your right, especially when you've been lied to so much. If I had a neighbor that lied to me once, I'd think they were weird. They lied to me twice, I'm not going to talk to them anymore. Well, these people have been lying to us, caught, and then laugh about it, how funny it is. I mean, take James O'Keefe last year. This is about a year and a half ago. This is a full year before they totally shut it down. Well, we're going to end the whole COVID thing and stop hyping that for now. And we're going to be all global warming and lockdowns and energy shortages and collapsing stuff and, just the end of civilization, end of the world. And then like a light switch, a few months later, all the media on the same day gets the new script and shifts to that. Well, that's the dinosaur media. And the only power they have is getting us to kind of debate what they're saying and doing when at a certain point you realize it's just all crap. And that's happened. The average CNN show has like 80,000 viewers. The Fox has lost half their viewers at least. They're down from an average of 2 million viewers to like less than 1 million. They're all committing suicide. You see Anheuser-Busch committing suicide. But then Modelo's smart. We want to celebrate sports heroes and icons and war veterans and families and heritage and then like it's not just Hispanics going out and buying the beer, it's the white people. They go, yeah, we want to celebrate heritage too. I mean, we want to crack a beer and think about our country and our mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers and children, how we're good people and how we want to be successful. We want to hear about a boxer or a swimmer or a firefighter that saved kids. We don't want to see some clown hop around in a dress. And we're sick of the demoralization. So their attempt to demoralize us is not demoralizing us now. It's causing the Great Awakening.
So when you're saying that, here's how I process it. So take somebody that's watching this and saying, I cannot believe these guys are hosting Alex Jones. This guy is deplatformed from everywhere, Twitter. Even Elon Musk doesn't have Alex Jones, which I want to ask you about that as well on Why in a minute. But there are the people that 100% agree with you. They're loving what you're saying. Like, oh, this is awesome, great, keep going it. And then there's the people in the middle like, yeah, kind of makes sense. And then people on the one side that you're not going to win anyways. I just want to talk to the people in the middle. Forget about either side. I want to talk to the people in the middle. So if you're like me, as a Middle Eastern, Alex, I'm naturally super skeptical. I'm a paranoid guy. I don't trust a lot of people, okay? I'm kind of like, well, what's the guy's motive, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the part, Rob. We've shown this before. Here's public's trust in the U.S. government from 58 to today. It's the lowest it's been. Look at the numbers right there. I mean, I think the lowest it hit was under Obama, if you look at it there. And then now, from there, kept going. It hasn't increased. Now, go to the public trust in mainstream media, which is even worse. We were all the way up at 75% in 1976, give or take, and it has gradually declined all the way down to 34%. So it's not.
And by the way, I've looked at these big national polls. They're still sampling more mainline people. So from the numbers I've seen and what they internally have, they can do with these algorithms, it's way worse. Congress is more like 5%, and the media
trust in Congress.
Yes,
can you pull that up, Rob?
And the media is 9%.
And by the way, these numbers are from Gallup. It's not exactly some random website.
What I'm saying is Gallup though is from what we've seen is it's worse than what they're saying.
But here's a part though. Even with Gallup. For Gallup to show
34,
7% of Americans have confidence in our institutions failing us. Okay, so what's the key word there that we're not trusting? Institutions, establishment, okay? Like, people are wondering, and nowadays, even college education, is it even worth for me to go to college? What am I going to go to college for?
And that's why they want to watch a new show, check what it's saying, and then they basically knight that as the new show, like yours or Joe Rogan, because they trust you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they've committed suicide, and they think destroying us will make them be risen from the dead. They could take us all out. New people will pop right back up.
I think what people want is to listen to other skeptical people. I think Joe's skeptical. I don't look at Joe and I'm like, Joe is a guy that's fully trying to push an agenda. I think Joe's sitting there saying, guys, I don't know what's going on here. I'm going through the problem. Like the way he opened up.
He's skeptical and he is curious.
I love the way he's very curious. I love the way he opened up the RFK interview. Where he said, I'm not going to lie to you, for the last 5 years, when I would watch sometimes, this guy's a kook, this guy's this, I'm like, oh, okay, probably not. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, some of the stuff he's saying is true. And then I read the book, and I'm like, holy shit. And then we ran into each other at it's funny, the same restaurant we were at. It was myself, him, and RFK, Casa D'Angelo, and we have to give a shout out to Casa D'Angelo, Aspen. We were just a day apart. We were all
there. You ran into Joe Rogan and all those guys at the same time.
Yeah. So that's how they connected. Like, hey, I want to get you on the podcast. And then obviously when he did the podcast, he pissed off everybody. Hey, if you enjoyed this short clip, you want to watch the whole thing, click over here. But if you want to make 2023 the beginning of the greatest years of your life, I host a conference once a year. It's called the Vault Conference, where 3,000 CEOs, executive, entrepreneurs from around the world come together to strategize for 3.5 days. This year it's going to be at Miami Diplomat Resort. And the speakers this year is going to be Tom Brady. He'll be there. I'll be interviewing him. Mike Tyson, Will Guidara, the guy that ran 11 Madison in New York. If you run a business, if you're a CEO, entrepreneur, and executive, this is not an event you want to miss out on. Get yourself, your spouse, your business partner, your running mates registered, and I look forward to seeing you there. Click on the link here or see the link in the description, and I hope to spend 3.5 days with you in Miami in August and September. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.